These video notes will accompany the individuals and interest groups notes in your legislative branch section of the national government. Later on, we'll talk about the president's role in influencing policymaking. Again, if you remember in class, the definition of public policy is just laws. And when we talk about policy making, we are talking about making laws. So individuals do play a role in influencing laws. We can do this in several different ways. Voting, campaigning, and seeking office. And right now at your age, you can campaign, but obviously you can't vote and you can't seek office. But eventually, one day in your life, you will be able to do those things. You can express opinions, or a person can express his or her opinions. This can be through lobbying, which means influencing government officials, demonstrating or going to rallies or protests, and writing letters to the media or political representatives. So that means you could write a letter to the editor in the newspaper, or you can write directly to your political representative, or also known as a congressman. Individuals can also join interest groups. And we'll talk about the definition of interest groups here in a little bit. Voting obviously means that you are participating in the election when you cast your vote on election day. Campaigning basically just means you do things like display signs or go to rallies. You can seek or hold office, which means basically you become a senator or representative yourself. Lobbying is when you try to persuade government officials about laws that are being made. And we talked about in class the reason it's called lobbying, because originally when it was actually done in the lobbies of fancy hotels. In today's society, it's not done like that, but the name just stuck. Demonstrating means you're going to rallies or you're protesting. You could also write letters to the media or political representatives. So as I mentioned previously, you can write a letter that appears in your local newspaper. You can also write a letter to your representative or your senator. Interest groups is a group of people that support a single issue or a single belief. And in this case, we're talking about political beliefs or political issues, things that the government decides laws about. So interest groups themselves also participate in lawmaking. They identify issues of importance. They can give money to political campaigns, and we talked about how a lot of times money helps someone get elected just because they can have more advertising, which gets their name out there more. Interest groups also lobby. Typically, interest groups will pay someone to lobby on their behalf.